Good morning, everybody. It is May 10th, I think, 2023. Welcome to Change the Shed. This is, I just updated the software I use for this, and it's all new buttons and everything, so that'll be fun. Welcome to Change the Shed, and it's a rainy day in Colorado, which is unusual for us. Looks like you're checking in from all over. Portland, where it is hot, and Vancouver Island, BC, which is probably not hot, right, Judy? Germany, raining in Germany. Hi, Julia. Hi, Leslie in Vermont, and Victoria in Healdsburg, California. Jennifer in Kentucky, Nan in New York, Jennifer in Illinois, Tina in California, Brenda in Pennsylvania. Welcome to all of everybody who is here that can comment. I know there are also those of you watching who don't have YouTube accounts and you cannot comment, but I'm glad that you are here also. And for those of you watching the recording, thanks for doing that. I had people who've watched, they say they've watched all of them. I think this is number 108 or 7 or something like that. So we've done a lot of Change the Shed. Deb is here from South Dakota. Renee from Massachusetts. Hey, Renee. Marlena from Texas. Katerina from Greece. Welcome from across the world. Linda from Maine. Nancy from right up the road in Colorado. I've had a lot of people joining some classes from right around me in Colorado, so it's kind of fun. I feel like I have weaving neighbors nearby. So Nancy lives just a little ways outside of Denver, it looks like. Mary Lou's here from Massachusetts. Fantastic. I have just a couple of things announcement-wise. The next Change the Shed will be on May 31. That is 3 weeks from now. I apologize again to those of you who count on the 2-week schedule. I was teaching last week in Harrisville, New Hampshire, which was really fun. What a beautiful place. If you ever get a chance to go to a class at Harrisville Designs in Harrisville, such a wonderful place just to be for a week. And they have just amazing people there. And it's just really fun to be working in a mill. So they, of course, make Harrisville Designs yarn there and looms and all kinds of stuff. So it's just an inspiring place. Anyway, I had a lot of fun last week. Happy to be home, but the end of the month I will be teaching again up in Colorado at the venue I teach outside of Fort Collins. That place does not have good enough Wi-Fi to manage a live stream, so I won't be able to do Change the Shed from there. So that pushes it back to May 31. And if you want to leave a donation for Change the Shed, this is a free program because so many of you are generous enough to throw a couple dollars towards it in terms of tech and just time it takes to put it together. So there's a donation link on my website. If you go here and look under online learning and Change the Shed, there's a little button for donation if you want to add a few dollars to this whole program if you find it at all valuable. Then the last thing is Summer of Tapestry. I am super excited, as usual, about Summer of Tapestry. Last year was the first year I did it. Doing it again this year. Everything is brand new. It's all new prompts, all new videos. Perhaps the navigation of the course video will be the same, but the rest of them are all new. And I hope that you join me. You can register now. It is the preparation week stuff starts on May 27. That's just stuff like, what materials do I need? And that kind of thing. And then the first prompt starts on June 2nd. And the prompts are spread over 6 weeks this year. And then we have a couple extra final weeks at the end. So it will end in late July, I think. And we're going to have a lot of fun. All brand new prompts. So it's my favorite thing to teach. All right. And that's under online learning on my website too, if you just go to tapestryweaving.com. Summer of Tapestry, it's called. Let's see. Paul is here from Vermont and Deborah from North Carolina and Laureline from Montreal. Yeah, Leslie says, don't you feel like you're back in the 19th century when you're back in Harrisville? It's a little bit like that. It just feels like time moves slower. I mean, they're super modern in terms of a lot of things, like their business front and how they do things is all super modern, but the way they make their looms is all by hand still. And of course, the spinning frames are from the 1900s, so 1800s. God, yeah. Really just so fun to see all of that. I'm sure I will have more on the blog either this week or next week about that visit to Harrisville. Susan said, I didn't even know this. Apparently the Pittsburgh Marathon was won by someone from Fort Collins. So yay, Fort Collins. Colorado is big on outdoor sports. We have lots of runners and skiers and hikers. People in Colorado tend to love their fitness-based activities. So it doesn't surprise me that we produce some champions. Okay, let's see. Today, I have a little apprehension because it's a brand new piece, and I am doing this for, see, I have hardly, I only put in enough butterflies so I wouldn't panic when I started weaving today. It is a piece which will be an example for the 4th prompt of Summer of Tapestry. It's probably the most complicated piece I've done as an example for Summer of Tapestry, so don't take it as this is what you do in Summer of Tapestry. Mostly what I'm focusing on there is things that are a bit simpler and quicker than this one, but it will be a fun weave, I think. It is, I won't tell you what the prompt is because you have to join the class, but the tapestry is about a little bird that we have in Colorado, actually along the whole western part of the United States. This bird lives. It's called the American dipper or the water ouzel. And it's this funny little gray bird. Some of you might have seen a video I did last year, maybe. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to see it, about this little bird, which I'm hoping to see these birds again. Apparently they're kind of territorial and they live in the same place. So I know where I saw that bird last year, and it's up near CSU Mountain Campus where I'm teaching this month. So I'm going to go back up and see if I can find them again. Anyway, it's this funny little gray bird, nondescript, like no color, but it does this little dance and then it dives and swims under the water. It's a really very cool bird to watch. So I'm weaving something about that, and I guess I can't put it off anymore. I'll just have to dive in and you'll see all the mistakes I make at the beginning. Hey, Patricia from the Canary Islands. Awesome. And Lou from Kansas. Yes, Marla says she loves the dippers. They're so fun. If you live somewhere where you find them, yeah, go and watch them for a while. They're just fascinating. Last year in the video, which I could link that video in the show notes. If you ever want to find the stuff I'm talking about in Change the Shed, on my website there on the Change the Shed page, actually you have to go to the page that has the current things, but after a couple clicks, you'll find a list of the stuff I talked about in the episode. So I'll put a link to that video. But the little dippers, you know, they have this dipping dance, but oh my gosh, they're amazing. They can swim underwater and they walk along the bottom because they are hunting the bugs and things that live at the bottom of clear mountain streams. They're also an indicator of health of streams because they only live in clear, healthy water. So our high mountain streams here are good places for them. Sybil's here from Switzerland. Welcome, Sybil. All right. Let's switch over to, let's see if I can make it do it. There we go. Also, I'm using a camera because the Mirax is vertical. I will do this, but you'll just have to look at my camera, I think. And the lights. You might see my head a lot is where I was going with that. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to try not to do this, but you can see the cameras right there. So I need my overhead rig back in here, but it's hard on a vertical loom to get a shot where you can actually see what I'm doing without having the camera like right over my shoulder. So haven't really figured that out yet. This is what I'm doing. It's about these little birds, and this will be, these lines will be white or a combination of white, and then there's some blues and greens and such in the background, and then the little vertical lines are about the bird and their dance. So I'm not weaving a picture of the bird, I'm weaving the movement and activity around the bird. So what I've got here is right at the beginning, I'm going to do this with pick and pick, and it comes in right at the beginning, and then where these lines are, I'm changing background colors, so should be quite a challenge. And then we'll see if I can, you can, it's just fussy, getting the pick and pick to change as you're also changing the background color is certainly doable, and I did not put the shedding device on this Murex because this is a fringeless 4 salvage warp, and I find that there can be a tendency for the warp to walk because it's a doubled warp when you use the shedding device. If you're using it with the handle, actually I probably should have put it on. It works pretty well if you're using it just with the shedding handle. I found that if I use it with the electric treadle, the treadle moves so fast that it makes the 2 layers of warp walk, and so then you get the edge of your tapestry gets off. So anyway, this is the 4 salvage, fringeless 4 salvage technique that Sarah Sweat teaches in the online class we did together called Fringeless, which is really fun. Those of you in that class might have noticed I'm in the midst of updating that class. It's almost done, but the content hasn't changed, but I've updated how the pages look because the Pathwrite, my program, has changed since that class opened in 2018, which is amazing to me that it's been that long. But so you'll see if you go back to the class that there's some updated things. I've updated the links and other things that have changed over the years, links that didn't work anymore and the handouts and such. Okay, I am already realizing that if I don't pay attention, I'm not going to make the forms that I want here. Probably the dots on my warp don't make a lot of sense in the video, but I can see them fairly well. Also, I'm traveling with the camera because I always pick with my left hand and it's in the way of the light, so apologize for that. I'll try not to spend all morning apologizing. All right, so let's do one more. The pick and pick, okay. We're going to try to do 3 things at once with this design. 2 background colors and the pick and pick, and it's all shaped. It's going to be fun. Okay. I want to bring in one more color of the red right there. So let's go back to the pick and pick, which is a blend of various colors. I'm using these 2 right now for the darker pick and pick, along with the background color, which is a blend. This is all just array, which is a blend of these 2, which is forest and ocean. 4, both are 4. And then the colors in the background will shift as it goes up. I want the white lines to really stand out. So it'll be, I think this area in the center, number 3. Yeah, it's a little bit darker so that the white lines stand out a little bit more. That is the sort of value things you want to think about. All right, let's fuss with this pick and pick. In the Harrisville class I just taught, we did play with pick and pick quite a bit. And it is a fabulous technique, that's for sure. It has a lot of amazing applications in tapestry. It is a little fussy to learn to use, and you will watch me fuss with it. All right, I want that color to also show up right here or right here, maybe right there. So if I float that behind, and we'll okay, so far so good. Actually, okay. Let's add another piece. Let's make sure I get the mix. Actually, it'd be okay if the mix shifted a little bit. These two, I'm gonna add a walnut here and see what happens. If you don't like it, I'll redo it. All right. Basically, I need to fill in the rest of this bottom piece, which mostly doesn't have pick and pick, but there's a little bit right here that I need to make sure to get in there. Still fussing with the spacing a little bit. I actually warped this loom quite a long time ago, and it has been knocking around my studio ever since. And now is the time to use it. All right, I don't think I'm going to like that. I'm going to take that out. It's too much of a change. I'm going to go back to the same color blend that I had over here. Don't remember what shed I was in. I think I did this the other way. I'm just doing that because I'm going to tuck this tail back here. If I need to use it for this pick and pick, it would be a good place to have a tail, just for little emergencies. It's sort of like that extra jacket you keep in the back of your car, right? If you live in Colorado, for when your car breaks down or they close I-70 and you're freezing. It's like that. Pick and pick tail. Okay. I'm going to build this part up to where this, so there's a bit of pick and pick that comes in right here, and I'm just going to build that shape up till we get to where that comes in, and then I will fix that. I will add the pick and pick. Let's see. Let's go here. See, I'm trying to pick with my right hand. All right, I'm just gonna get this out of the way for the moment. And let's fill in. So I'm looking at this little spot. I'm gonna fill in this part. This is one of those times when tapestry feels like a jigsaw puzzle. Mari, I don't know what you mean by the Archie Brennan technique to make the verticals. The verticals are with pick and pick. I don't know what Archie Brennan technique you mean. What I know of Archie Brennan is that he sewed slits a lot, and he really didn't use pick and pick much, so not sure what you mean by that. Deb, yeah, she grew up in Lakewood, Colorado. So extra jackets in the car, man. Even in the summer. You can end up in the snow in the summer. Hi in Colorado. Okay, just making sure I get the mix right here. I have 2 burgundy and 1 cayenne. Okay. So the trick here is going to be figuring out how to keep the lines. So I want this work to be red and these two to be green, and figuring out how to make that happen when I'm doing it as a separate little thing. Let's try this, and if it doesn't work, we will try something else. I want the red to go over. I think this is going to work. Because that is where I want the red. Okay, great. Nope. The green is wrong. Fixing your sheds, fixing your sheds. This is a fudge, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm gonna have the red, bam, bam, and on this one. So I know that's right. So I'm gonna leave it in there, put this one to the back. Sure I bubble enough there. Actually, I didn't need to put that to the back. I could have done that. All right. Yep. And let's see if that works. Yes. All right. It gives us all the stripes we need. Cool. Sybil, I am doing pick and pick here. She asked why is some of the warp red. The warp's not red. Weft. Some of the weft is red. I'm doing pick and pick stripes here. Oh, unless you're seeing this. This is a fringeless for salvage warp. So this is supplemental warp, and this is the tapestry warp I'm weaving on. I'm going to have to think about that, Mari. I'm not sure. She said bringing a small contrasting strand forward, weaving as usual, then returning the strand back over the weaving, making an upright line over the tapestry. I'm not sure what I can't visualize what that is, and probably something that I will understand if I think about it later, but thanks for asking. No, I'm doing pick and pick. And maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to add in this red bit here. Is this the right warp? 2, 3. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So this is where I want the red spot. And actually I'm going to use this because I can, and it's a tiny area. Okay, so this is going to be green, and then I just want this one. Maybe right there is what you're talking about, Mari. I don't know. Oh, I needed to float that one. Just what I'm doing right here is actually a form of demi-dui. It will be back to pick and pick in a second, but I just needed a way to fill that little bit in with the one line. And now let's see if we can trick of changing colors while you're doing pick and pick. So fun. So we're going to keep the red and we're going to switch the other colors, and I think I'm going to do that right now. I'll do okay. The next, actually let's work on this part. The next color group will need to come in here, the next background color. Okay, I need to fill in this little part here is, let's see, this part is green and red, these two colors, and it's probably gonna be best if I go back to these. Oh, do I have another butterfly? Nope. All right, then we're gonna use these. Do one more pick here, 2 here, and is that the right shed? I think so. Okay. This is probably making no sense to you. It's probably not a good choice to weave on change the shed. It's quite fun to do, but it's a lot of problem solving and it's not very clear, I'm sure. So I apologize for that. I hope that, you know, maybe it's fun to see, but maybe not. Maybe you're just frustrated by my muttering, and I apologize. And whatever. It's free, so let's see. I'm going to add this one in here. So go over one more. Oh no. Okay. This is wrong. Can you see? I was like, why is that shed wrong? This green should not be on top of that red right there. So that is not going to work. And what we're going to do instead is float that and use it as the pick and pick gods intended. Let's go all the way to here. Okay, so pick and pick is not a meet and separate technique, which is why it's so fussy. The two colors are alternating in sequence. They're alternating. Every other pick is a different color, and they go in the same direction. So it's not a meet and separate technique, and so the pick and pick area has to be woven with the same. You weave a whole area as pick and pick, and then the things on either side have to be woven with other butterflies. Yeah, that's a good question, Paula. She says, when you're weaving a short piece like this, is there a limit to how high you weave one section before moving on to the next? If you wove the left side too high, would that distort the right side? Not if you're weaving, not if you're, using good weft tension. I think I recently saw a student weave something where there was a shape that went like this and it was really vertical, and they wove all of that in and were having trouble with the weft tension, and that's sort of unstable. So I prefer to weave, keep the fell line a little closer to even. Like I don't weave like one whole side of a piece at a time, but if you can manage the weft tension, of course you could do that. But I probably wouldn't weave that much at once. I need a little needle. Mari, if you can send me a link to what you're talking about for the Archie Brennan technique, whatever that is, that'd be awesome. I just don't understand what you're asking, so or if it's in his videos or something like that, that'd be awesome. Yeah, pick and pick makes you think about every step. Shaped pick and pick. If this was a rectangle, of pick and pick, that would be super easy, but it's not. It's all like crazy shapes changing. So making that happen and of course I have way more lines on here than I have warps. These are closer than 8. And so it's just an approximation. I only have, this is 8 ends per inch, so there's only 4 of the red lines per inch. Okay. What time is it? Okay. Bringing this back. Shaped pick and pick is super fun. I have a whole module about it in color gradation techniques. So if you have that class, you can find out more about it there. Oh, I don't like how that looks. How did that happen? Oh, okay. The edges of the pick and pick are something to pay attention to. Okay, and I also have to remember that I am making another shape. Oh, let's move that over. I'm also trying to just make this color do this little thing here. So I'm actually going to move this over. And of course, now I'm going to have to change that background color. That's looking okay. I have a new color in there, which is Meadow. Part of some combination of these, and I only am working with 3 strands. So, oh, flying shuttle. I know what that is, Mari. Thanks. I call it the Jenny Hansen technique or a bar join. So no, I'm not using that. I think. No, maybe you're talking about something else. I will. Is that the Brenda Osborne book, Mari? I will look it up. Okay, I want Forest 5, Array 4. I'm going to use these 3. I want to throw some blue in there. Let's see what this looks like. This is all Array. Just Array. Yarn. Really, when you look at water and mountain streams, it's not blue. You may have noticed this. It's not blue at all. I am adding a little blue. I want to see how it looks. But the streams, we think of water as being blue, but water is rarely blue. The streams up high are mostly brown, if the ground is brown, or green, or gray maybe. Let's see how this looks. Okay, great, Mari. Thank you. I'll be excited to go look at that. Wait, let me write down the page. Awesome. All right, the next color is coming in right here. So also have to make these meet. That one, that one, that one, that one. We got all that going. Cool. Now we just have to figure out, is this gonna work? Ooh, I'm already thinking these colors are gonna be too close, but you can't really tell until you've woven some, so. Trying to. These are one of the moments where I like weaving from the front because I have all the tails right in front of me. But I have to say that weaving pick and pick that's shaped. Oh, sorry, you probably couldn't see any of that through my head. Weaving pick and pick that is shaped is very difficult from the back. So it is one of the things that I have definitely said is way better from the front. Yeah, Jessica's asking what Archie Brennan book. The new Archie Brennan book that Brenda Osborne did is fantabulous. Such a great book. It's called Archie Brennan. Well, Mari will have the title. Archie Brennan something, something, something. It's by Archie Brennan. If you Google it, it'll come up. It's printed by Schiffer. Okay, this is totally wrong because I need, so I got the shed wrong here. See that I need this to be red and it is currently green. So that means that this is incorrect. And use your fixing the shed tips and tricks. Those of you who took that class. in April. It was really fun. Thanks for doing it. Where am I? Actually, I'm going to just weave this. Let's see if this works. I'm going to weave a little bit with this before I make that pick and pick come across. Like that. And then let's see. Yeah, I'm basically in the wrong. Okay, this one. Nope, it's still wrong because I need this to go over that. So hang on. Let's see if it works now. Yep, that's what I need. So just the wrong shed. I put another pick of this in and that fixed it. All right. Now I have two background colors going. I have this one with the blue and this one with the green. That will go through this part of the pick and pick here in the middle. Yay! Boy, when I get up to here, it's going to be so fun. When I'm done with this whole pick and pick thing, this part's going to be so easy. So I was thinking I maybe wouldn't bring this back on Change the Shed, but I probably will. So you'll probably see it again in the end of May. Thank you, Linda. Archie Brennan, Tapestry as Modern Art. Fabulous book. I wish I had it right here. It's really worth, if you weave tapestry, it's fantastic. It's by Archie Brennan. It was published after he died, put together by Brenda Osborne, who's working with Archie on it for about 10 years. So it has a ton of things that he said that she put into, beautiful text, and lots of pictures of his work, and there's some techniques in there, and it's just fantastic. So Mari, thank you for bringing up that book today. It is, Archie Brennan sort of changed the world for tapestry weaving, so really great too. Is this going to be blue? Really great to bring it up today. I obviously can't think about two things at once. All right, that is going to be correct. What I'm hoping to do is bring this red all the way across. Let's see. And then using the two greens, which are different. Let's just see if that works. Looks like that's gonna work. And then this could go all the way here. And I will bring it under there. Okay, yay! Well, we're on our way there. Shaped pick and pick. Woohoo! Who knew? It's going to be so much fun. So what I'll do next is probably fill in this part here at the bottom, which is a lot of different colors, but just shapes. So this part will be, let's see, there you can see it. This part will be fairly simple to weave, and then I'll build it up to here and add this pick and pick. So this, I drew this form. I liked that little form, but putting that behind pick and pick is going to be tricky. But I'll try it and we'll see if it works out. And then also here you have, this curved white line coming in while the pick and pick is still going, and that'll be pretty soon. That'll be the next challenge. And I have actually written down here all the colors I'm going to use in the piece. So that helps me when I'm using lots of colors and mixing things up a lot. It helps to have it sort of lined out what you're gonna. So you can find the colors if you're using something like Array, so you can find what you need. Cool. Okay. Yes, Archie Brennan as Modern Art. Fabulous book. One of the best books that's come out for tapestry in a long time. So definitely get a copy of that or get it from your library. It's not a cheap book. I think it's about $60, but it was published by Schiffer. So it is, in the mainstream book market. Yeah. So, okay. Cool. Okay. You all are chiming in that you want me to bring this piece back. So I will get my footing a little more firmly under me. And you heard all my muttering, and that is what it is like if I'm weaving something that's just a little bit complicated and small. If this was on a big tapestry, it would just feel a lot easier because there's more space. But anyway, it was fun, and I will keep working on it, and maybe I'll pop some pictures on Instagram, and I'll bring it back the end of the month. And any of you that are coming to the Colorado retreat, maybe I'll bring it up there. Yeah, that would be fun. Thank you for those of you who like to watch me problem solve. Yeah. It's a lot of fussing when you're doing shaped pick and pick. Yes, and Renee, I will reiterate that. I did start by saying this piece is an example for Summer of Tapestry, the 4th prompt. But the Summer of Tapestry stuff, my recommendation is to make it very simple. This was a piece that I wanted to weave about the American Dipper, and it fits into what my 4th prompt is for Summer of Tapestry. But I will not, this is not like the Tapestry Discovery Box where I'm weaving something and I'm encouraging you to weave something similar. This is a prompt where you're supposed to go out on your, the things that matter to you about the prompt is what you're supposed to weave about. You are not supposed to weave what I am demonstrating. It's just an example of some subject matter that you might use for the prompt. So do not worry. This is not the sort of thing that I'm going to ask you to weave in Summer of Tapestry. Okay, cool. So I will bring it back then. You all win. And I will work on it in the meantime. It's going to be a fun one. I want to see how the little white, these little white, you can see they're the darkest lines in there, like swirls in the water. I want to do those with a light color. I did some yarn wraps to see what color mixes I should use, and I'm probably going to use mostly white, and we'll see how that shows up. Maybe I'll add some outlines. I don't know yet. Should be fun. Okay, everybody. This has been a fun day of Change the Shed. And pick and pick, shaped pick and pick is tricky, especially when it's tiny. But I think it might work out. I'm not completely convinced on the red color, actually, but I'm going to keep going with it because I don't want to take that out. Also, this is just for fun, and it's a small piece for Summer of Tapestry, sketch tapestry. So it's supposed to be sort of quick and easy. So let's make it easier from here. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. I will be back on May 31, which is 3 weeks from now. There will, as there always is, be a thing on YouTube of where to go, and you can set reminders, although someone said they don't always get the reminders, so maybe put it on your calendar. I also have a calendar on my website now under online learning that always has Change the Shed on it. So if you are, and it has a link right to where the broadcast is, so you can always find it there. Oh, Nan, yeah. I will show the yarn wraps in Summer of Tapestry. So I'll show in that 4th prompt of Summer of Tapestry, I'll show how I decided on the colors and what the yarn wraps look like and stuff. So that's where that will be. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. And I'll put some photos of this on Instagram so you can see how it's coming. And hopefully I haven't gotten too frustrated. I think I've got it figured out now. I usually like to start a piece like this before I go live. Like, I would have preferred to have gotten this far before starting, because then I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. But you guys got to see me figure it out today. Thanks, everybody. I'm rambling now, so it's time to go. I will see you in 3 weeks on May 31st. Bye-bye.